In this video, I'll explain the 3 reasons why you get ghosted from every new grad job you apply to. My name is Dev, and in the past year I got offers from Amazon, Google, and multiple startups in the Bay Area. I've also mentored countless students just like you to land their dream offer in AI engineering. Many of my students were making these 3 mistakes. But once we fixed them, the interviews and offers started pouring in. Now, before I reveal mistake number 1, I want to tell you a very quick story. Because this story explains why talented people like you still get ghosted, even when your skills are rock solid. A few months ago, one of my students, let's call him Jack, messaged me after getting ghosted by 50 companies in a row. He was applying to Bay Area tech roles, all the big name companies. He had the skills, projects, even a decent GPA, but no interviews, nothing. So I asked him to send me his resume, and within 5 seconds, I knew instantly why he was getting ghosted. See, here's the part people don't realize. You can be qualified, but still invisible. I'll tell you what was wrong with his resume in a second, but first, let's talk about how this system actually works. When you apply online, you're not competing against other new grads. You're competing against algorithms, ATS bots, keyword filters, and overworked recruiters who spend 7 seconds skimming over your resume. And here's what no one tells you. Recruiters for Bay Area roles, they're not reading your story. They're just scanning for data. It's literally survival of the fittest, survival of the most optimized resume. That's why even incredible candidates, people who've built amazing projects just like you, still get ghosted. It's not about your intelligence, it's about your presentation. And that brings us to mistake number 1, the same mistake Jack was making. When I looked at his resume, it was like deja vu. I'd seen that format hundreds of times before, a one-size-fits-all resume. It said things like,
developed models using Python and TensorFlow.
Sounds fine, right? Except he was applying to software engineering roles, data science roles, and ML engineering roles all with the same resume. That's like sending the same pickup line to 100 different people on Tinder and wondering why no one responds. Each company and each role speaks a slightly different language. If you're applying for software engineering roles, your bullets should emphasize systems, scalability, reliability. If it's machine learning, focus on data sets, models, inference optimization. If it's data science, focus on analysis, visualization, impact. When we reworked his resume into 3 different variations, his results changed almost overnight. Within a week, he was landing interviews. That's how powerful the tailoring strategy is. Now, tailoring alone won't save you, unless you fix this next mistake, which is the reason why recruiters still skip over perfectly tailored resumes. If your resume doesn't scream impact, it's going to be ignored. Recruiters don't want to imagine how good you are. They want to see numbers that prove it. Here's the secret. Every single bullet point you write should have a measurable result. Even if you think you don't have one, you do. It just requires some creativity. You could say,
built a data pipeline using SQL and Python that reduced ETL time by 50% and improved reporting latency by 2x.
You don't even need to have the exact metrics from your work experience. Estimates on your resume work just fine. But it needs to look measurable because data implies credibility. I tell my students, if your resume doesn't look like it came out of a metrics-driven startup, it's not going to survive the 7-second recruiter skim. Before working with me, Jack didn't have a single percentage in his entire resume. Once we rewrote all of his bullet points, it was full of things like improved model accuracy by 20%, reduced deployment latency by 30%, saved 10K per quarter in compute costs. Suddenly, he looked like a 10x engineer. That's the difference between intelligent student and hire-worthy engineer. And this isn't theory, it's how my students get hired at AMD, Amazon, and other top companies. Now, even if you fix your resume, even if it's perfectly tailored and full of quantitative impact, you might still get ghosted. Unless you solve the 3rd and final problem, and this is the one most people are terrified to face. This one's brutal. Most students think job applications are binary. You either apply cold online or network and try to get referrals. But that's wrong. The top candidates, the ones landing offers in the Bay Area right now, They're doing both. It's a numbers game plus a human game. Let me give you an example. A colleague of mine, let's call him Ethan, had applied to 150 companies. 0 responses. Once he implemented our referral generation system, the exact same system that I use to land offers to companies like Amazon, Google, and multiple startups in the Bay Area, he started combining cold applications with intelligent outreach. He'd apply to a company and then find a few employees on LinkedIn, ideally ones that he had something in common with. Then he would send a short, value-based message. Follow up a couple of times if needed. Within a few weeks, he was landing referrals at his dream companies. Think about it. When you rely purely on cold applications, you're leaving 50% of the potential interviews and offers that you could get on the table. Referrals are not optional anymore. They are the shortcut past the algorithms. But here's the problem. Everyone says, just network, but no one tells you how. That's why halfway through this video, I want to share something that will actually fix things for you. If you're watching this and you've been ghosted or rejected from every single job you've applied to, it's not because you're not good enough. It's because this system is broken. But I've built something called the Invisible Hiring Funnel. It's the same step-by-step system that's helped hundreds of students land offers at companies like AMD, Amazon, and more. Inside the funnel, I show you exactly how to tailor your resume for different roles, how to rewrite every bullet point for impact, and how to get real referrals even when you have no connections. It's the shortcut I wish I had back when I was applying. So if you're serious about landing your dream offer, click the link in the description and book a time to speak directly with me. I'll personally guide you through the entire application process. Now, back to the video, because there's one last thing that you need to know. Everyone thinks job offers are random, that the market is rigged, that if you were ghosted, it means you weren't a fit. That's what they want you to believe. The system, the recruiters, those career offices that hand out generic templates. But the truth is, this game can become predictable once you learn the rules. That's why my students don't just land a job here and there. They land multiple offers. And the crazy part is that you don't need to be a genius. I'm living proof. I wasn't a 4.0 prodigy, but when I was in school, I was juggling the gym, classes, traveling with my girlfriend. And throughout that process, I learned to play the invisible game of hiring. And now I teach it to students just like you. Remember Jack, the student that got ghosted over 50 times? He just started his new role at an AI startup. That's what happens when you master all 3 parts of the process: tailoring, impact, and referrals. Look, if you've been ghosted, you gotta understand this. You're not behind, you just haven't been taught the rules of this game. So, if you're tired of sending out 50, 100, even 200 applications and hearing nothing back, if you're ready to break past ghosting and finally get offers from the companies that you dream about, click the link in the description. Book a free strategy call with me and let's start building your hiring funnel today.